Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. Let's turn the light on. It's a bit dark in here. Um, Danjuma not coming to West Ham by the looks of it. I'm absolutely fuming, if I'm being honest. I don't know where to start. I see people in the chat saying, "Well, we should just let it go and wait for Moyes to get his man in, etc." But for me, no. Like we need to start acting like proactive instead of reactionary. And yeah, we're reacting as a club because it's sad news. But what else more can I say on the matter? Do you know what I mean? Danjuma's playing the Champions League. He's been offered to us. And I'll tell you what, that's banging on there. I'll do it like this. For me, when I look at Danjuma, I look at a player that will make us a lot better going forward. He scores goals, he makes goals, he's forward thinking. And for some crazy reason, David Moyes has got this fascination with Jesse Lingard, which is quite scary and quite frightening, if I'm being honest. This Jesse Lingard thing, well, I cannot wait for it to be resolved. I really can't. I can't wait for him just to sign for us or sign for someone else and it's done. Because I've never seen it in all my life that we've waited 18 months for a player. Not one. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I think it's borderline disgraceful, really, the way we're acting in regard to this. And I think Jesse Lingard is taking the piss, if I'm being honest. Like, I will make my mind up when I decide. Like, well, hold on a minute. There's other people involved here, and you're just really stringing us along. Do you know what I mean? So you can get a better deal elsewhere. Obviously, if you haven't heard, obviously the news come out today that Moyes isn't a fan of Danjuma and doesn't want to pursue him. GSB, on the other hand, have said that they're looking at the man. They want to go after the man. The man's been offered to them, thinks he's a good player. They don't see what the problem is. And listen, I can't stand GSB. I really can't. But on this one, it ain't their fault. And I've got to be honest. I've got to be open and say that. So I don't want to say it, but I'm not going to lie. They're looking at it. They've seen the same story over and over again with Jesse Lingard. And they can't take Jesse Lingard's word and Moyes' word for gospel. They can't. Like, they're hoping that Jesse Lingard signs for West Ham United. And honestly, I don't think he does, mate, if I'm being honest. I think he's just blagging it and blagging it and blagging it. If you really wanted to sign for West Ham United, you'd say, I'm signing on West Ham United. And come Monday morning, he would be signed at West Ham United. There's no guarantees that Jesse Lingard's signing at West Ham on Monday morning. I've got no confidence that he's signing. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, I think it's poor from Moyes, mate, if I'm being honest. Do you know what I mean? You've been offered a player of that sort of ability and you're turning him away, right, for his attitude. Now, his attitude is what people keep mentioning. His agent has come out on Twitter, and I've messaged his agent, and his agent has said in an open tweet that, can you keep running his player down to a journalist and saying that he's a bad egg, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? This man, that's coming from his agent. So I don't know what's going on at West Ham. When I look at other clubs, they're doing deals, they're getting deals done. West Ham have signed 2 players, and one of them was here last year. And I don't want to be negative. I'm trying to be positive on this. But I woke up this morning looking at it and thinking, well, right, this is going to be Danjuma's going to be a good player. Comes in, he starts, he runs at people. Quite exciting signing, in my opinion. Now I feel deflated, and now we're all pinning our hopes on Jesse Lingard like he's the Messiah. Do you know what I mean? So listen, before I get to your comments, my final thought on this really is Moyes needs to take a stance on this. He needs to stop mucking about. He needs to say, right, Jesse, are you signing on this date before pre-season starts? If you're not, yeah, and you decide to go elsewhere, tell me, and I will look for other targets. That's all he's got to do. This thing with Jesse Lingard has gone on far too long. It's quite dangerous and disturbing to even look at, that we're chasing a player that really doesn't want to come to West Ham. He really, listen, I don't see him saying that he wants to come to West Ham, because he could do that in one tweet and saying, well, I'm going to head back to East London. Well, do you know what I mean? But he won't do that because his options are open and he's got options elsewhere. Now, I want players who want to play for West Ham United. I'm sorry, but Jesse Lingard done great things in 6 months, got us to into a position of Europa League, which was amazing. Wow, and I'll forever be grateful. But I don't want a player who don't want to be here. Do you know what I mean? And deep down, he's only coming here for the money, or coming here for the fact that he just wants to get as much money as possible. Do you know what I mean? He's not short of a few quid. He's been at Manchester United for a hell of a long time. He's earned quite a lot of dough. So the man's not skint, is he? Let's be real. So yeah, that's my final thought on that. Jazza says, unpopular opinion, don't sign him if Moyes doesn't want him. just like the Ben Rama deal. Difference is Ben Rama come in, mate, and there's players that he wanted, like a Josh King, who, let's be honest, Josh King plays for Watford now, and no one's heard or seen of him. Do you know what I mean? What we got? I can't wait for these dinosaurs to go. Let Moyes bring in the players he wants. He's talking about the board there. What we got here? If Moyes doesn't want Danjuma because of his injury record and inability to track back like a moth, then we shouldn't sign him. Yes, Danjuma may be good, but it's like Haller. He may not fit the system. I don't listen. I agree with Buster Partey on that. If he's not tracking back, that's the only thing I would say was a bit iffy. Yeah, but going forward, he's a threat, and we need attackers. Like we've got to keep worrying about players who keep wanting to track back and defend all the time. I want the attackers to attack first and defend later. And yeah, I can understand what you're saying there, man. Talksport definitely know how to get the fans annoyed this time. Lies after lies just to get more views. I don't know about that, mate. Like when we wake up this morning, last night, we're all going to bed thinking Danjuma's the man. We wake up this morning and it's cut down like that. And let's be honest, if Jesse Lingard was signed somewhere else, Danjuma would be at West Ham. There's no two ways about it. He would be here. And he's not here because David Moyes, and I say it again, has got this thing with Jesse Lingard that he can just not let him go. Jesse Lingard has rejected us how many times? Rejected us. West Ham United Football Club. We're supposed to be a massive club, and we've got a player who thinks he's bigger than us. Sorry, but I don't want players like that at my club. I'm sorry. Anderson was the same, wanting to do all the stuff going forward, but very lazy getting back to help out the defence. I think it's very harsh to criticise the geezer's defensive play when really this man's done more than what West Ham's done. Do you know what I mean? He's been in the Champions League. He's scored goals in the Champions League. We haven't been in the Champions League. So I think it's a bit harsh saying about his defensive play. I really do. What we got here? It's just skips. I'm just going to go back up in there. Let's have a look. Where are we? Oh, dear. I'm so angry today. It's unreal. James, if the offer is already in for Lingard, how can Moyes focus on signing him? What's there for his weight? If Lingard is said, "Yep, I'm going to come. I'm going to sign on Monday morning." Yeah, then I can agree with Jezza. But he hasn't said that. And why should it be a secret, so to speak, for West Ham to go? Oh, we're not going to sign. We're going to wait. We're going to wait. I'm seeing Tottenham going out and signing left, right, every Tom, Dick, and Harry, and we're struggling to get one player over the line. Do you know what I mean? A guard took 5 weeks to get over the line. 5. That's not good enough. It's not. Because I know what's going to happen. We're going to go after Broja. The Broja deal is going to drag out because Chelsea ain't going to let him go in pre-season. Whatever Chelsea say, Chelsea hold all the keys on that one. Yeah, they ain't got to release him to us. Even if we offer him 30 million, 40 million, whatever. Right? So then it goes down the line. And then we're dragging it out another transfer. And if Jesse Lingard decides to say, no, I'm not signing for West Ham United, then what? Our players who are second and third choice targets going to want to come to West Ham and be that second choice. Do you know what I mean? Like players want to feel like they're wanted, right? Do you know what I mean? And listen, for Danjuma, he wants to come to West Ham. He wants to play for West Ham. And then for me, that is good enough. Do you know what I mean? Listen, Ben Rama doesn't track back and do the donkey work, but I want my players to go forward. I really do. I want them to attack and try and score goals. So, mate, we need you to bring in Lewis Potter soon, hopefully. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Late again. Don't worry about it, Phil. Do you know what I mean? It's all right, mate. If you're late, you're late. It's all good. Sully bidding for players again. Listen, I don't like Golden Sullivan, especially Sullivan, but I can understand what Sullivan's doing there. Yeah? He's probably looking at it and thinking, with these signings, and this Jesse Lingard thing is just rambling on and on and on. And how do we know as fans that Jesse Lingard hasn't said, oh, I'm going to keep the options open? That to me is not on. Like, you either want to sign for West Ham United Football Club or you don't. It's as simple as that. If you don't, and he gets a better offer elsewhere, he ain't got no loyalty to us. None. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm very frustrated with Jesse at the minute. He could come out and squash all this, right? Even Moyes to a point could come out and say something, but they're not saying anything. Do you know what I mean? Why? And then if Lingard goes to Newcastle or somewhere, then we're chasing around for players again, which is not on. Hearing the bold of throwing Moyes under the bus again. I won't quite throw him under the bus. I think the ball are saying to him, well, we need signings. I've been offered a player Champions League ability. What do you like? What do I do? Turn him away? Like, and Moyes probably said, yeah, turn away because I'm going for Lingard. Now, we could all sit here in a week's time and say, well done, Moyes, you've signed Lingard, great signing. But if he doesn't sign Lingard, and then we end up with a third choice player, yeah, because we've been too sort of slow and not productive, right? Then that's not on. I don't like how Jesse Lingard is holding West Ham to ransom. He's holding West Ham. This happened last summer, yeah, with the Vlasic deal. We was all thinking we was going to sign Jesse Lingard. Next thing you know, right, he says no. Hey, don't happen. We're going to sign Vlasic. And then look what happened there. Jesse Lingard should want to come to West Ham, and I just don't feel he wants to come to West Ham, if I'm honest. I think, if anything, Moyes is like in his ear like some ex-bird he just can't get rid of. Do you know what I mean? Not on. Patrick says not happy with David Moyes. I agree. I heard the Champions League team is going to make a bid for Souček soon. Well, we'll see about that. If Jesse Lingard takes another week to make up his mind, I might go kidnap him, so Moyes will have to force to look elsewhere. The problem is, why should Jesse Lingard have to take a week to make up his mind? He should know whether he wants to come to West Ham or not. Do you know what I mean? And it's just not on. And everyone mentions about the ball, and I understand that. Listen, I'm with you on that. Some people mention Moyes, but people have got to mention Jesse Lingard's attitude in this. Like, what does he think he's like the Messiah? Like, he's amazing or something? Do you know what I mean? Sorry, but he's not bigger than West Ham. And he's acting like he's bigger than West Ham at the minute, in my opinion. His attitude needs to change to join us. He is too arrogant. That's why Moyes won't want him. I disagree with that, mate. He's arrogant in what way? If you're talking about Danjuma, he's arrogant in what way? Some of the best players that ever played the game have been arrogant, mate. Do you know what I mean? And let's look at it like this. Jesse Lingard's being arrogant. Jesse Lingard's being arrogant and saying, I'm going to consider my options because you're there, you're on the back burner if no one comes in for me. Nah, you should want to come to West Ham, mate, 100%. I'm getting bored of this Lingard saga. So am I, Gaza. I spoke about it the other week, but when I see the stuff that come out today, I was thoroughly disgusted. It's like you're putting all your eggs in one basket for Lingard yet again, and if this goes wrong, yeah, and I think Lingard could end all this by just coming out and saying that I'm going to join West Ham. Yeah. But I don't think he does join West Ham, if I'm honest. I really don't. Are you getting worried by the lack of transfers coming in with the pre-season already started? We need bodies in, for God's sake. Yeah, I totally agree, Dean. Dean, listen, West Ham are 2 weeks away from like proper pre-season, I think it is, yeah? And then it's like 2 or 3 weeks after that, we start the season. Now, West Ham at the start of the season against Manchester City at home, I want to see a striker in here. I want to see a left-back in here, and I want to see an attacking left-sided midfielder. And I even want to see a central midfielder. Like, West Ham can't be leaving it to the end of the window, like, because by the end of the window, we'd have played 5 Premier League games. That's not good enough. That's not on. Like, if you look at all the teams doing business, look at Spurs. Spurs go out, bang, bang, bang. Like Richarlison, 50 million, drop it like it's nothing. West Ham need a striker. Like, it's just, I just don't get the mentality of it. Do you know what I mean? I really don't. In the end, I reckon he signs. I don't know. I'm Rich. I'm not convinced, mate. I'm really not, because there's too much of this other options that I'm seeing. And I heard through someone who I know, yeah, that Jesse Lingard's waiting to see what signings West Ham are going to make before he signs for us. Like, he's looking at what the ambition is of the club. I'm looking at him, when I heard that from someone who I know, yeah, I was like, are you having a laugh or what? What? So we've got to prove to him that we're an ambitious club now all of a sudden. Make it what you see it, mate, honestly. GSB are pulling the wall beneath your eyes, James. I disagree. This is on Moyes, even though I can't stand the board and I want them at the club. They previously get in talks with players they know, and they won't resign just to get our hopes up. Of course, they would rather get Lingard on a free. I disagree there, Phil. I really do, mate. I respect your opinion, mate. Yeah, you always say it how it is, but I've got to disagree, mate. Jesse Lingard's a free transfer, so there's no reason why we can't go for Danjuma and all. There is no reason, in my opinion. He's a very naughty boy. Okay, Tim. Spend 35 million on Danjuma. But Danjuma's 25 years old. He's going to have a sell-on value. Let's be honest here. Jesse Lingard is in the final. It's his final big contract. Let's be real. So if we was to sell Jesse Lingard in 2 years' time, we ain't getting like decent money for him. Even 3 years' time, he'd probably go on a free because he's got no selling value really. Do you know what I mean? Unless he absolutely comes in and plays how he played like that. But I'm not convinced he's coming. Do you know what I really ain't? How many other teams are really in for Lingard? Well, I can name 2 or 3 off the top of my head. I can name Roma because he can go and hook up with Jose Mourinho over there. He's got Chris Smalling over there. He's got he's got Tammy Abraham over there. He could go to who's the other one? That is Newcastle. Newcastle could be an option, right? If you want to stay close to the north, Newcastle would be a team that'd offer him whatever money he wants. So that's 2 teams that I'm naming off the top of my head. Do you know what I mean? Lingard needs to seriously consider what he's doing so we can move on as a club. I just don't feel we're moving on, in my opinion. Has Lingard got many options? Not for the money, he's asking. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. James, did you know that it's 100-year-old Higgins? No, I didn't, bruv. I didn't. But I know now. That's what I'm saying. If Moyes and Lingard have any sort of relationship, should know if he's coming or not. Now, to me, Robert, yeah, if Moyes knows that he says, "Yep, I'm going to sign for you on the Monday," yeah, we can all wait till Monday. But then it'll be Monday will come, Monday will pass, and it'll be Friday. And then before we know where we are, that's another week gone in the transfer window where we've missed other players. Like I've mentioned Keane Lewis Potter X amount of times on this channel. Moyes has looked at him, Moyes has scouted him. Brentford have got him with a bid already, 16 million, I think it is, or 16 to 20 million, I think, something along that ballpark. Yeah. And if he goes to Brentford, that's another target we've missed. And we would end up with Sarr and Dennis. Now, Sarr I can accept. Dennis, I'm not convinced on Dennis. I really ain't. I think he's all right, but I think we can do better than Dennis. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'll just look at it like that. It's like we're too slow. And what has Moyes been doing and Newman been doing for 18 months? That's the question that I need to ask everyone. Like, you've known you've sold Haller 18 months ago, 2021, January, yeah? It's now 2022, summer, and we still haven't got a striker in the ranks. Like, we're going after Broja, who Chelsea have made it categorically clear, yeah, that they're not going to let him go until after pre-season. So he's going to have a pre-season with them, right? And they might not even sell him to us anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's mayhem again. It is. I think the ball choosing signings is a load of rubbish. It's just another rumour from TalkSport to bring in views in. Jordan, I'd like to agree with you, mate, but I've seen it and heard it on different things. It's too much of the same stuff. I'm hearing too much of the same stuff. Moyes wanted Eze instead of Ben Rome, not Josh King. Josh King was mentioned, Jazza, before. What else we got? Let's have a look. Get back up here. Going to rattle through. What is worrying that all these players, once again, are linked and we're not getting any of them. Totally agree, Dave. How many times can we all sit here and go, well, like this player's linked, that player's linked? Do you know what? I think Dom put it on Twitter, yeah, if I remember rightly. The list that he had was unbelievable. Some of them players that have been linked with West Ham, you'd laugh at it now. Do you know what I mean? But we're linked with everyone and we signed no one really. Let's be honest. Who have we haven't made stride signings considering we've lost X amount of players and our squad's bare thin. We've signed Areola, who was already here last year, and a guard is a replacement for Diop. Like, West Ham should be out there going bang, bang. They should have multiple transfers on the go right now, ready to go. And we're not seeing nothing. We're not hearing nothing. And then people say about the leaks and the links coming out the club. That's all rubbish, if I'm being honest. Because there was players that West Ham have been linked with before, and we all know that it's the strong source there. And in the end, it's either money or it's the bonuses, or they don't want to come because they're happy at their current club. It's not right. Let's get down here, man. I think Moyes would prefer Lewis Potter over Danjuma. I can understand that, Trev. Yeah, I can. Right, because I do like Keane Lewis Potter, and I ain't gonna sit here and say choose one over the other. But when you are trying to progress as a club and trying to go to the next level, Keane Lewis Potter is a player who will be ready in 2 years' time. He's not ready now, right? He's a good player now. But it's like Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen come in January 2020. It's took Jared Button 2.5 years to be the player he is right now. And we need players to come in right now. And it seems like to me that Moyes just, I don't know what Moyes wants. Right? Do you know what I mean? We've known for ages we want a striker. We've known for ages we need a left back. And we just cannot seem to find anyone. Shocking. Evening, John. Hope you're well, mate. What we got? When are we getting the striker? It's becoming a joke. Nearly 2 years. Totally agree, Rich. Totally agree. John says we need depth in the squad. Adding Danjuma will do this. Give Lingard the deadline of tomorrow. If it's a no answer, then move on. Totally agree. Why are we sitting on our hands waiting for Jesse Lingard to make his mind up? That's the question. And don't people feel that's disrespectful to us for what we've done for him? Right? Because I look at that and I think, Joe, what? Look what we've done for you, Jesse. Yeah, we've given you a platform to work on. We've built you up. We've done all this stuff. Yeah, when let's be honest, he was in the wilderness at Man United. He was going nowhere. Like, can't you give us a straight answer and say yes or no? Do you know what I mean? And I just listen. I've got no faith in Jesse Lingard coming to West Ham. None. I really haven't. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to say yeah. I believe it's going to happen. The other day I said yeah, he will probably sign Lingard, right? But I look at it now and I think, if Lingard's keeping his options open, then to me that says it all, right? There should be no option. We should be the one option, not like waiting around and see what more money he gets. Do you know what I'm saying? So angry with him at the minute. Jim Wright really knows how to get West Ham fans knickers in a twist. He ain't Jim Wright though, mate. I know people saying talk sport, but this has come from agents. This has come from people off of Twitter, like actual journalists, and it's not just talk sport. Much rather spend the money on a striker, midfielder, and a left back. Anyway, no way we'll be able to afford 35 million on a left winger, 30 million on Broja, and 15 million on a left back, and James Ward-Prowse for it. Well, we ain't getting James Ward-Prowse. That's a full stop. That ain't happening. Southampton ain't going to send for £40 million. That's the first thing, Jezza. Second thing, Broja for 30 million. There's no guarantees that we're going to get Broja. There's no guarantees at all. And left back, we've been looking for a left back for the last 2 years, 3 years, even longer than that. So what you've said there on that statement, really, all them players, we've got no guarantees. Like, we've got no guarantees that we're getting Jesse Lingard. But when you get offered a player who wants to come and play for West Ham United, who has played excellent for Villarreal, and was linked with West Ham before he left, to me, it just makes no sense why Moyes would say no to that. Like, do you know what I mean? It's either two reasons why Moyes says no to it. It's like, he doesn't do what Moyes wants, as in doesn't do as he's told, or that Moyes is just so stubborn in who he wants. Do you know what I mean? And let's be honest, Marko Arnautovic, when we signed Marko Arnautovic, he had a rotten attitude at Stoke. Paolo Di Canio was a player that had literally assaulted a referee on the pitch, and West Ham go in and sign him, and he becomes a legend at West Ham. So I think we need to start getting over this thing about players and attitudes and all that. Because Paolo Di Canio didn't have the best attitude, but boy, that man could play. Yeah, and I want players, you know what I mean, to come to West Ham and do the business. Do you know what I'm saying? Where else is Lingard going seriously? He can go anywhere he likes, mate. It's a free transfer. I reckon we're using Danjuma to try and push Lingard to accept an offer. Maybe, but is that? But then we're playing a dangerous game there. Because if you don't, then we're out of luck. Brentford have gone for Lewis Potter. I bet we miss out. I agree. Brentford know their players. We have had ages to get players in. What the hell are they doing? We're just a weaker squad than last year, and we're going to play the same 11 again all season and still have no striker. Dean, I feel you, bruv. I feel you, mate. I love Moyes, but this Jesse Lingard thing is getting out of hand. Could you imagine what Moyes must have been like with his exes in the past? Adam, I totally agree, bro. I totally agree. Listen, I've got nothing against Moyes, but I think Moyes has the last two windows, serious windows, like summer, he's fucked up in both windows. This window at the minute, he's playing a dangerous game, and he could fuck this window right up. The summer window just gone. Yeah, fair enough. He signed Zuma, and people get a bit giddy over the Zuma thing. But what they've got to understand is Zuma wanted to stay in London. West Ham offered him comes to West Ham. We had European football, and it all blended in together. Arsenal had just signed someone. Tottenham had just signed someone. He ain't going to go Palace. He ain't going to go Brentford. West Ham was the team. Yeah. So for me, right, Zuma was a no-brainer. Areola was a good signing, but it was another one no-brainer. Fulham had just got relegated. You loan him for a season, see how he gets on. Right, it turns out to be mustard. But the other two signings that West Ham signed, Alex Crowell and Nicola Vlasic, become absolute flops. Right, and I've never known in all my life that West Ham loaning a player and not ever playing him, ever. And that to me is not on. And this season and this summer has got to change. And listen, if the ball is sitting there and going, Dave, what are you doing about players? He said, I'm waiting on Jesse Lingard. I'm waiting on Jesse Lingard. I'm like, and he keeps saying the same thing over again. I can understand Kadinsky and the ball getting the ump and saying, well, maybe we might need to consider other targets. Danjuma's available. I don't want him. I want Jesse Lingard. Like, it's not on. It's not on. And he should broaden his horizons, basically. Crazy showing your hand on what players you want out before bringing new players in. Yeah. Would Lingard be the same second time around? Listen, I agree on that. I agree. The main danger I have is this, that Jesse Lingard comes in and he is not the same player, and then the fan base go wallop straight on him. That's the fear I do have. I can see it happening. Jesse Lingard comes to West Ham United. Everyone's saying, yeah, we've got the next big thing. He's going to tear it up. Comes in and he don't perform. And then the fan base are going to go, what the fuck have we bought here? And right? Or why have we waited around so long for him? And I can just see it. It's just written in the stars. And that is the fear. I think Moyes has done that, though. Not so much Jesse. I think Moyes has set himself up for a fall on this one if this goes wrong. If it goes right, then Moyes is the messiah and he's like the next big thing. If this goes wrong, then Jesse Lingard's going to get hounded big time. And he'll get hounded more than Ben Rama, 100%, because people will look at him and say, I've waited for you for a year and you're not on it. So, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? I understand that Lingard wants to take his time. He's approaching the end of his career and wants to play for Champions League football. However, it could also be Lingard is waiting for more money. Lingard don't need more money, mate. Like, he's not skint, is he? Do you know what I mean? He's not like working on a building site and he's got to go and like do like an 8 till 5 job, right? He's got a few quid, right? Do you know what I mean? Manchester United paid him very well for many years, right? Even when he wasn't playing. So ain't money. Champions League football, maybe. But then, like, he should come out and say that. I'm only going to sign for a team that's playing in the Champions League. Then that'd be it. But it's not. But we'll find out. Let's get through. Let's have a look. What else we got here? Hate to say it, Spurs are going to be a false this coming season. And just think about this: Spurs were in the conference last year, and now they've gone out. They've signed Richarlison, Basuma, Perisic. They're in the market for other players, and there's us, Dillian Dallin over Jesse Lingard. 6 weeks until West Ham's huge Europa Conference playoff fixture. And with Rice suspended, Suchek remains our only central midfielder in contention to play. Totally agree, Pipeless. That's comment of the day for me. 6 weeks to go, and we are Dillian Dallin over players, and we haven't even got a covering central midfielder. Yeah, Connor Coventry. That's who we got. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, great comment that is there. Lingard hasn't played any football in 12 months. Well, yeah, he's played twice against us and scored once. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just so very, very pissed off of it today. Hope we don't pull all our eggs in one basket for Lingard and Broja. We need to keep our options open, such as Nurse Parr, Tadafika, the left back, Hickey, El Nesri. They need to get this window right. Yeah, totally agree. Lingard's seen Ronaldo at Manchester United. Thinks he can be him at West Ham. Yeah, I agree, man. Let's have a look. I'm just getting through all your comments before I wrap up. This reminds me of every other transfer window this club has gone through with GSB. I agree on that comment slightly, but then I slightly disagree. Because I do feel that the owners and the board have turned around and said, well, I've been offered Danjuma here for you. And he's probably looked at it and gone, no, I don't want Danjuma, I want Jesse Lingard. It's like a kid in the sweet shop who wants that fucking sweet, and you say no, and he goes, no, I want it. Like, it's just, oh. But the problem is with this, is he setting Jesse up for a fall if he signs? Trust me. By the way, James, is this the popcorn one? No, mate, it ain't, mate. I'm just very disappointed. Is Danjuma good? His stats say he is, mate. Like Villarreal, he was excellent last season. Champions League, scores goals. What I like about Danjuma that West Ham don't have, and that's why it upsets me today, is because Danjuma is a ball carrying player. He beats people, and he's always forward thinking. He's always looking to beat a man and break into that box, pace, power, and everything. And on that left hand side, for how much I like Ben Rama, yeah, and I've backed Ben Rama up, he does not run at people like Danjuma does. And for me, West Ham should be looking at a player like Danjuma. When you get off of Danjuma, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, right, now we're talking. Right, that's the sort of player that West Ham need. Right, ball carrying player, right, scores goals, makes goals, always a threat. Yeah. And then to say no to him, to wait for Jesse Lingard on a free transfer, that reminds me of 25 years ago when West Ham was looking for players. Like, they're hoping to sign this player, but it's no guarantees. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think Jesse Lingard, whatever happens with him, his contract ends tomorrow. Well, 12 o'clock tonight, to be precise. Now, if Jesse Lingard doesn't come into West Ham United Football Club by Monday morning, yeah, there is something drastically wrong. Do you know what I mean? Because he could sit back there and he could weigh up his options for the next 2 months. But he could wait till September the 3rd and go, nah, I'm going to wait. Do you know what I mean? He could do that because he's a free agent. So what we're going to do? Wait for 3 months or 2 months for him to make his mind up? It's not on. No, and listen, on this one, I agree with the board on this one. If they have been offered Danjuma and Moyes has been pouncing about with Jesse Lingard, I understand why they're looking at other targets because they want players in. Lingard may not even be in the same player as he was before. He's getting old and barely played last season. Danjuma, on the other hand, he's still young and not Bayern Munich out of the Champions League. Yeah, I agree, mate. That game against Bayern Munich, go back. If you want to watch Danjuma, go back to the Champions League game last season. Villarreal, Bayern Munich, and Harry went straight through Bayern Munich. And to me, if West Ham was getting offered someone stupid like a Cornet or something, and said West Ham are going to go in for Cornet and blow out Lingard, I can understand the frustration. But this is Danjuma, who's a pretty decent player in my eyes. Really is. It's only a matter of time before Michy Batshuayi's linked with the lads. Where's Lacazette? He's gone to Lyon, mate. Luca, hope you're well, mate. Well, let's get down to the bottom here. We will be playing the same 11 all season again, the way it's going. Apart from a guard coming in, mate, I agree. We're just doing terrible in this window. Spurs could be getting Tillemans. If Spurs get Tillemans, mate, then that's another thing. Is Di Canio fit? Bring him up, mate. Do you know what? When I want players to play for West Ham United, that's the sort of players I want to play for West Ham United. Anyone who remembers Paolo Di Canio, listen, when people say about attitude and all that, people have got no idea, yeah, that Di Canio had one of the worst attitudes going. He would sit in the middle of the centre circle, have his legs and arms crossed and say, I'm not playing because he didn't get the ball. And then you get up, run round 2 people and score. That's Paolo Di Canio, yeah? And I understand the philosophy that Moyes has got. He wants these players to come in and be team effort and all that. I get it, Moyes. Yeah, but sometimes you've got to take a risk. Do you know what I mean? If you keep playing it safe, West Ham are going to keep playing it safe. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm seeing us getting linked with people like John McGinn, and I'm thinking, really? You know what I mean? Villa don't want him, and what we're going to get, we want him for some reason. Oh, dear, I need a breather. I'm more perplexed as to why we are spending time and effort negotiating for players which Moyes has not already agreed. Yeah. We have more chance of signing Harry Potter. I agree on that. Summer will probably fail Moyes MOT now after their cat incident. Great point. Probably would do, mate, and all. What else have we got? Let's have a look. I'm getting right down the bottom here. He wants to play whoever champion. Good luck with that. Yeah. Surely by now, Moyes would have to be given his list of targets, so it isn't up to GSB or Newman to get the deals done. Yeah, but how can I put it? If you're a business person and you've got a target and you keep trying to sell your business to that target, and that target's having none of it, eventually you've got to move on to another target. Like you've got to, like, do you know what I mean? Like you can't keep going trying and trying and trying. And this geezer's, because at the end of the day, yeah, he could just go. He's got West Ham to ransom. That's the way I look at it. He's holding West Ham by the bollocks, really, which is not on. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, whatever you say, Pipeless, whatever you say, mate. Danjuma would be a statement, and that's what we need. Totally agree with Lewis there. Listen, Lewis come on a space with me before, and yeah, totally agree with what he says. That's a statement signing for me, Danjuma. Jesse Lingard's not really a statement signing anymore. It would have been a year ago, not so much now. What we got? If Moyes don't fancy him, move on to the next. If true, what the fuck are the Dildo brothers getting involved? Is Sullivan trying to ruin our reputation in the market even more than he's done already? I don't know, Freshfielder. I really don't, mate. I don't. Listen, you know that I'm totally against all them up there. Yeah, you know that. But on this one, I look at them and I think, well, surely as owners of the club, they've got to ask him what he's doing and who he's signing and where the signings are coming from. And if they are getting offered Danjuma, yeah, I think that's a good signing. Right? And they're probably gone, well, look at that. We've got this is the player who's played Champions League football and we've been offered him. And he wants to come and play for West Ham. Like, I don't feel Jesse Lingard wants to play for West Ham. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know on that one. Right, let's have a look. Where are we? Can you recommend some Netflix series, James? I can, mate. Watch Criminal, the UK version. Excellent. You'll love it. Trust me. That's pretty good. What we got here? Was it Lingard's got gotten older and he only played once last year. Meanwhile, Danjuma is young and not 1 year out of the Champions League. I think he's copied and pasted that same comment, but yeah, I agree on that. Do you know what I mean? But that is that. Listen, I'm going to wrap it up there. I've done nearly 40 minutes coming up too. And my final thought is on this, that Moyes has to get this right with Lingard. He has to. There's no two ways about it. He's playing a dangerous game with this. Do you know what I mean? And if Lingard turns around and says no, then he sets West Ham back big time. He really, really does. If Danjuma isn't the man, then okay, yeah. But you have to have a backup plan if Lingard doesn't work out. Unless Lingard is already like a pre-contract agreement and come Monday or come tomorrow afternoon, he is signed and he's done. Even if Jesse Lingard signed, I still think Danjuma would have been a great signing for West Ham. I really do. I think for the money that it costs, the way the player plays, I think it's a no-brainer really for me to come in and really be that sort of forward-thinking player, like ball-carrying player that we need. So it will remain to be seen what happens at West Ham over the next coming days, but we will find out. But Moyes has really got to sort himself out with this Lingard situation because for me, to wrap it up, it's becoming silly now. The fans are getting very frustrated, and they want to see like more signings than people keep speaking about it. Like I can do this channel, I can sit here and read off 100 players, but let's be honest, the realisticness of us signing them players is probably about 5%. Do you know what I'm saying? So, boys, you've got to sort it out, mate. Anyway, from me, Tala.